Hello, happy afternoon, I suppose. Today I was going to talk to you all about how to make accountancy sound really exciting. A few of the conversations I've had this morning, and of course, overall in my career as a speaking coach for the accountants, is about, okay, how can we talk about some very, very dry information, numerical, data-driven, or even compliance and assurance-driven, and make it sound like something that people are really interested in and not lose them or trail off. So here's the thing. When we're speaking at the moment, it is globally, on a global level, it's all on camera. And that means actually we have to work a little bit harder when we're delivering. So if you think about this, back in the late 60s, communication was studied about how we communicate as human beings, and it was broken down into three categories. It was about the content of what we say, it was the tonality or tone of voice in how we say it, and then body language. So which do you think was the most important? Well, it turns out that throughout all the studies in terms of how we speak to one another and communicate to one another, actually 55%, the largest portion, went to body language, followed by 38% for how you say things, so tone of voice, and 7% for content. So think about that in terms of how you are communicating what you are saying and the way you say it when you're talking about accountancy or any element of accountancy, when you are presenting or if you're giving a financial report or speaking to the board. Now, first of all, you need to come across as really confident. But the second thing is that you have to make sure you capture imaginations and capture the voice. Now, there are 3 tools I'm going to share with you about how you can really do this. But first of all, I'm going to address the body language scenario. We have this one little square, if you're zooming at the moment, to communicate with. And by the way, do you say hi if you're there? Like if you're, oh, hello, hi there. Hi, is it Assad? Hi, Assad. So if you are communicating, have a think about what you are showing in your square. It's kind of like a square of influence, because this, if you're thinking about 55% of you has to communicate with body language, and we're only seeing your head and shoulders, or we should be. So first of all, check, what are people seeing when they communicate with you? What is happening with your face? Has to work that bit harder. The facial expressions, are you making eye contact? And also gestures. So we could stand up. I actually have this on a stand. So when I'm doing speaking or presenting talks, I always stand up so we can see a bit more of my torso, and therefore we can see more and I can communicate more with people. And that's the thing. Body language should always be completely on purpose. Sometimes people worry, they say if they're about to do public, like presentation skills or public speaking, they're thinking about, oh, what do I do with my hands? What do I do with these things? What am I going to do? And I would say this is the really important thing. Many people move because they're nervous when they're on stage, if it's public speaking or presenting in front of people. And they do what I call is flailing about. Their hands flail about. However, what we should do with our hands is to move completely on purpose. Everything you do when you speak or present should be for one goal, and that is how you want the audience to feel or what you want them to buy into after you have finished. So as long as what you are saying and what you are moving as serves that purpose and your facial expression serves that purpose, you are going to be an effective communicator. So instead of moving with nerves, it's moving with complete purpose. Does that make sense? Let me know. Now, the next thing is your voice. How do we really make these things sound amazing? Now, Do any of you, do post if you do, any of you ever, have you ever learnt to play an instrument? I used to play flute, guitar and piano, but my history is as a singer. And one of the things, of course, when you were singing is that you learn to use your voice like a musical instrument. And this is the same for speaking. Now, I've been singing since I was young. I've sung on very large stages. I've sung at the Royal Festival Hall. I've done a lot of singing in my time, but also I've spent years learning to use my voice with professionals. And the one thing I can give you, the one tool I can give you, is to learn how to play your voice just like you would a musical instrument. So the next time you are listening to your favorite bit of music, now last night I was listening to some Jamie Cullums, listening to some jazz. Earlier in the car, I had Rag and Bone Man on. And listen to the way they use their voice, or listen to a violin or a guitar. Now you can play it softly, you can play it with purpose and kind of bang on the keys, or like, if they're playing guitar, really going for it. All of those, softer, harder, faster, slower, are all ways you can use your voice to really get the most out of what could be a potentially very dull subject matter. So the notes are what actually give us the tune, but it's not necessarily the content of what you say. So just take that with you today. I'm going to leave that with you there. What can you do to use your voice as a musical instrument? How could it be faster? Could it be slower? Could it be higher? Could it be lower? And as ridiculous as that sounds, and I genuinely did not mean to rhyme there, but as ridiculous as it sounds, the more that you become in tune with what your voice can do and sync it to the message that you're trying to get across, so that you're on purpose, then the more effective and the more vibrant you will make accountancy sound. Let me know if that sits, what you think. Does it work? Doesn't it? And if you want any more tips on how you use your voice and what you could be doing, do check out the ScoreCap. I'm just going to put a scorecard, the communication scorecard for accountants. So this measures your influence based on the techniques that you use. So you can see how much you are using your connection skills. Are you level out your emotional intelligence techniques? You can check how influential you're being with your messaging, with your storytelling, with data. And it'll also measure you against how you present and how you can affect people with your voice. So do check it out. I've just popped it into the comments here, but also I'm just going to show it up here as well. So there we go. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, take the scorecard and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.